So our goal with this YouTube channel is to give you practical answers to your organizational questions. I know there's a lot of information out there about how to get organized, and some of it is good and some of it's not so good. And we really want to be able to parse through that for you and tell you, what we have learned from our years of experience organizing and what we have heard from our clients about what's worked long term and what hasn't. Share all that information with you in a way where hopefully is interactive. So don't be shy about asking questions. We want to address all those things. Hi, so my name is Heather, and I am the owner of Tidy Style. We are a professional organizing company that's based in Boise, Idaho. We started in 2016, and today we are a team of over 20 organizers. We want to share with you the knowledge that we've gained running this business, and I'll be bringing in members from my team from time to time to share with you their knowledge as well, because we all see things from a little bit different lens. Sabina is our head designer. She is an interior designer by trade, and she is Swedish, and she really brings that Swedish sensibility, the minimalism to the job. And Tamara and Sherry are our trainers. They're training our whole team and making sure that everybody's on the same page with our processes, and they're kind of like yin and yang to each other, and I think you'll really enjoy getting to know them a little bit. And Amy has a real finesse with making a project come together and just looking so beautiful in the end. So today I'll be bringing in Shay. She is one of our project managers, and she is efficient with a capital E. She really knows how to get things done in a timely manner. And believe me, if you're going about organizing on your own, you're going to want to know how to get it done as quick and efficient as possible, because nobody has fun in a marathon organization project. I mean, we love organizing, but you can only do it for so many hours at a time before you're just like, your eyes are crossed and it's just too overwhelming. So we are now here with Shay. She is one of my project managers, and we are going to answer some of your most pressing organizing questions that were given to us on Instagram. I will never forget the very first time I met you. So I was like, okay, meet me at this job. I'm gonna take you through the process, and we're gonna do it together. And she got out of her car and had this like megawatt smile, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she is adorable. She is gonna be so fun to work with, and it's just been great. Okay, so the first question is, how do I get started? I love the idea of being organized, but I get overwhelmed doing it. That is like such a common problem. So many of our clients that reach out to us have actually made like 1, 2, 3 runs at organizing the space on their own, and they never get done. And that's the thing. It's like, we will talk on this channel about how you can like break it down into doable chunks for you to get it done. But the thing is like, if you have the ability to hire a professional, I will say we come in, we bring the right size team to get it done in one session. Because again, clients oftentimes they're trying to do like a whole pantry on their own, and it's like an overwhelming size of organization to do on your own, and especially if you have little kids running around or a dog or whatever it is. So yeah, we really want to talk about like how you can break it down. So how do I get started? I would say start with a doable space. So is that under the sink? Let's take everything out from under the sink, categorize everything, sort it into categories. Okay, we have cleaning, we have dishwashing, we have sponges, whatever it is, trash bags. Sort everything into categories, clean the space really well, and edit. Okay, so are there things that are under the sink that can be thrown away? Are there things under the sink that can be donated? Probably not. But are there things under the sink that make more sense in another space of the home? Maybe. A lot of times we find things under a client sink where it's like, okay, this could go in the laundry room, this could go in the garage. But yeah, back to the question. To do it on your own, you want to tackle small things. So like, instead of doing the whole pantry at once, I would say maybe tackle your baking section of your pantry. Okay, let's get all the baking stuff out and figure out how we want to contain that, and where in the pantry does it make sense. Don't try to do your whole pantry. If you take everything out of your pantry and approach it the way we do as a team, you are going to be overwhelmed and probably in tears before dinner time. If you get overwhelmed, so I don't really feel like you guys get overwhelmed anymore, but in the beginning, sometimes,
hide it
okay,
well.
you hide it well. So I always say, if you're in a big organizing project and it's overwhelming, just do the next thing that you know. Don't try to see too far down the line as far as like, okay, how's it all going to come together in the end? We don't even think that. We just think, where are we putting our next foot and then the next? And it's like one step in front of the other until you get through the project. And then that's, I think, the best way for like not getting overwhelmed is like,
The next question or comment rather, it says it looks good, but it's not practical. It looks good on Instagram.
oh my gosh, practicality is so important to us,
Yes.
you guys. So, yeah, it, it's like paramount. It has to be practical, it has to be functional, and then it's pretty. And one thing that sets Tidy Style apart is that we really do believe that each and every space of your home can be beautiful, and that's important to us. And that's where like the fun comes in for us, is like there are design choices that are being made and all that, but it all, at the end of the day, the functionality and the practicality are the most important thing. We really are trying to simplify your life, simplify your routines. We're trying to create a space where it feels intuitive and natural. And so practicality is like a big deal for us. And like, we're careful with our clients as far as like kind of sussing out how much effort are you willing to put into this.
Yeah.
Will you maintain a file fold if we file fold your kitchen towels, or is that something that's not going to happen? We won't do it. So we really do want to be practical. A practical approach is, I hope, is like one of our hallmarks.
Instagram versus reality is always a funny thing. And yes, our Instagram is beautiful and flawless, and we do line up every little thing. But at the end of the day, when we give a tour, we explain that you do not have to put it back that way. Just toss it in, make it practical, make it easy.
The home is set up so it's like everything has a designated home. As long as you pour it in there, dump it in there, whatever it is, the organization will be maintained. It's not about like placing things perfectly.
Heather, how did you start this business and how did you grow it?
So when I started the business, it was just me, and I was doing all the organizing by myself. And I quickly realized, it was important to me with the organizing that I have a project done in one session, so that I recognized early on that if I went in and started a project for a client and I didn't finish it, and then I maybe came back the next day, that it would be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I knew I needed to get it done in one session. So that quickly meant I needed to bring people on. How I grew it was, in the beginning, I did a lot of organizing for free. So I just put it out there to like friends and family, like, hey, I'm starting this business. Do you have a space that I can come in and organize? I won't charge you. Actually, I made people pay for product, but
smart.
just because I didn't want to go in the red in the beginning. But so yeah, I did a lot of like free organizing projects for friends and family in exchange for like Google reviews and things like that. And then it just like, it grew fairly slow in the beginning. I think the first year I did like 1 or 2 projects a month, but that was like, I think, where I wanted to be. At that point, I started doing a little bit more like Google and a little more social media, and it grew like really organically. It's just like word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. And I think the thing, many people didn't even know you could hire a professional organizer. They didn't even know it was a thing. It's like, oh, you can hire somebody to unpack and set up my home. Yeah, I'm super excited about where the industry has gone. And, thanks to like people like the Home Edit, Neat Method, there's so many awesome organizers out there that have done so much for the industry as a whole. And I'm just like so thankful to them.
Another comment is, tell me you don't have kids without telling me you don't have kids.
I'm not exaggerating when I say like 90% of our clients are families with kids, and sometimes lots of kids. And there's one, I tell this story a lot, but I love it. We did a pantry for a client like maybe a year or two, and she hired us to come back like 3 years later, and she has a house full of kids. When I tell you a house full of kids, I mean, they're coming out of like every corner. Like, how many more kids do you have? And that pantry stood up. Like, it looked beautiful. I peeked in like I always do, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so proud. She's like, no, the kids love it. They respect it.
Not fun or easy, just called Tidy Style. It's well worth it.
Thank you.
We have no arguments there. easy for a large team to get stuff done quickly.
And I will also say, you can ask us questions here, and we'll address them later down the road. Our Instagram is at Tidy Style Home. We throw a ton of like tips and tricks out there, and I get a lot of DMs with questions, and I'm always happy to answer those questions. Like, just ask. I get a lot of questions on our Instagram of like, okay, yeah, but where'd you put all the stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, no, we are really serious about the edit, guys. When we organize, we take everything out of the space, sort everything into categories, every last thing, and we walk our client through everything. And a decision is made. If it is going back into that space, it is because our client wants it there. And so, yeah, sometimes you notice on the actress is like, where'd all the things go? Well, guess what? We just did this pantry and we took out 4 bags of expired food. So we're not really trying to we're not staging our after photos.
It's not always edit either. It may be rehoming things. If they had something in that space that just does not belong there, we rehome it. So it is missing from the picture, but it did not go away. The next is, I appreciate videos where you don't get rid of everything. We still have stuff and need to organize it. We want to be very realistic. We, of course, encourage getting rid of things, but we know that you need to keep things, and you might have a big family, things like that, and we do want to help you with realistic, practical ways to make your space beautiful and functional.
And I want to really make that clear, we don't strong arm our clients into getting rid of things. No. It's really like a soft and gentle approach, but sometimes it's just the suggestion of like, okay, let's really look at this. Are you sure? Like, we can see if our clients are waffling and we'll say, okay, donation. They're like, okay, yeah. And then it's like they never look back.
The last one said, it's hard because I don't know where to start. Can't lay everything out, and my husband thinks it still looks messy. We talked about start off with easier areas and move on from there.
Yeah, you will get overwhelmed if you try to attack it the way that we would as a team. Mm-hmm. So again, just breaking it into doable chunks. So could that just be like your makeup drawer? Could that be under the sink? I keep going to the under the sink. I love organizing under the sink. I don't know why, or maybe it's just like a little fun project like decanting your spices into pretty uniform jars and starting there, and then that just gives you like such a good feeling that maybe you get a little bit more motivated to tackle some of the little bit bigger projects. We want to continue to answer your questions. I know it's kind of like an evolution with the organization, and we want to help you be able to handle these projects on your own at home. And so don't be shy about asking more questions. And we're going to have some more of my organizers here with me shortly, and look forward to helping you guys out.